Hey, Zay, what you cooking, bruh?
What is up, everybody? Welcome to the Ins and Out podcast live on YouTube and on X. It is your boy DT Sensei. We're back again with another live episode of the Ins and Out podcast. So we're getting ready for week 4 of the NFL season, and we're playing the Atlanta Falcons. And what better way to get all the Falcon intel with one of my great co-hosts on Enters the Lab podcast. That is Lady E. Shout out to Big Sis for hopping on the podcast with us today. So this is your first time on the Ins and Out podcast. So
yes, it is.
Appreciate you for hopping on and stuff.
Oh yes. I am excited. Last week was not what we expected over here. Little bruh got to big bruh, but we're looking forward to playing the Washington Commanders. I know a lot of fans had this game circled because it seems like a lot of times we can just never get over that hump with you guys, and we're just hoping that this year will be the year. So you coming to the A and we finna have fun.
Yes, it is. The last time I've been to Atlanta in general was like my senior year of high school. This was at the old Atlanta Stadium. This was
Georgia Dome.
The Georgia Dome. We went for the Honda Battle of the Bands, and that's when for a lot of people that don't know, I'm a huge band head. I march collegiately at Shaw University, so band still has a moment in my heart, and that moment right there was probably one of my favorite moments. Being in my first NFL stadium, seeing everything like that. So it was a very fun experience.
Okay, yeah. I mean, we technically missed the Georgia Dome. A lot of people, but hey, MSB, as we always call it, MBS is like we always call it, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It still get a little love. We ain't christening it just right, but it still get a little love.
Yeah, for sure. But let's go ahead and jump into the show. We're gonna, what we do up here. We preview this game, but we obviously talk about how a season's going for both teams. Talk about the strengths and weaknesses we see so far, and we see how this matchup will apparently go. So we're gonna start with you because we're gonna be visiting Atlanta. So this is the second year of Raheem Morris with the Atlanta Falcons. Michael Penix get his first true start as a starting quarterback. And so just tell us so far for what you've seen for the first couple games from assessment from offensively and also defensively and just overall with the coaching. Because so far, I seen last Sunday a lot of your friends and some of your Spaces people were kind of going in, and I can understand it because last week on the show, and shout out to Caleb for hopping in on as well. We both picked Atlanta to win, but it was just a weird and odd performance. So just care to share about what you've seen for our first couple of weeks.
Okay, so first I'm going to start like this. My fan base likes to panic a lot of times. I'm going to be honest with you. They panic with that because, again, we made moves from the Kirk Cousins move, signing him, and then, literally giving away a first-round draft pick. DT, I know we were on earlier when we were doing our draft, our live stream draft. I flipped out about it, again. So it's pretty much in a sense of how we're looking at it. We, a team like the Panthers, the way they kind of came out and started the season, that should have been an easy win. But I do think that a lot of times with us as fans, I think we kind of overlook, even though yes, the Panthers suck. They're not looking too hot. Again, that's a division foe. That is like a, in a sense, division rival. Ain't a rival to us, but it's a division rival. They know you more than a team that only sees you every now and again. So they had a plan. To be honest with you, we didn't look hot when we played Tampa. Offense looked good, looked it okay when we played Tampa. Defense was still kind of turning around. Kicked field goals in Minnesota in that game, and literally at the end of the game, we finally scored a touchdown. Our wide receivers really have not been getting no touchdown. There's no touchdown for any one of our wide receivers at all. Again, you already know we lost our right tackle in the beginning of the season. We're still
Yes.
missing offensive lineman too. Got to figure out when he's getting ready to come back. So again, there's a lot of moving pieces and moving parts for the Falcons right now. Penix even says that he's rushing through his progressions, not really kind of sitting there and looking at it because he's not seeing wide open people down the field. So again, we're going through, some people will call it a regression. I'm just at this point, I'm just going to say this. We're just trying to get things organized and trying to get things together. They did do a firing of the wide receivers coach. With that, a lot of people look at that as a scapegoat. You got Zach Robinson coming down from the booth to kind of do that because we've been having issues with getting the play call in. Like we're getting set with 8 seconds on the clock. So it's just a lot of things that are not foundational right now that should have been foundational that it finally blew up in our faces when we played. But Penix needed that. As I call, every new QB has to have one of those just atrocious games to wake them up and really kind of get their head back into it. So hopefully with this, Commanders game coming, that we can pretty much turn around. But I ain't gonna lie to you, the fan base wanted Rod gone last season. They definitely are calling for his head by the bye week if we do not win against the Commanders. So there's that.
So Caleb, you just hopped in and stuff. We're talking about, previewing this matchup. Of course, for Commander side, Commanders did win big against the Raiders, and especially we should win against teams that have a couple of problems, stuff like that. But Marcus Mariota was very effective, but there's a lot of injury concern with the Commanders. Specifically on multiple sides of the ball, where it's wide receiver with Terry McLaurin, Noah Brown, John Bates, Jada Daniels. Of course, the big headline this week is limited today in practice, and of course the defense, who had a game on Sunday, but still a lot of guys are getting banged up. So, talking to us about what's going on the Washington side as well, Caleb.
I mean, we we suffering a lot of injuries right now. I think like 4 guys are on IR. Yeah, three I think are gone for the rest of the season. Dietrich Wise done for the season. Eckler's done for the season. Will Harris is done for the season. Uh, this Terry news is killing some people right now. It's a quad injury, and reports is he got multiple opinions on it. So, I mean, we don't know what the outcome is going to be, but it's next man up mentality for this team. And now you got Bill on the injury report now, which people weren't even expecting. So we got lucky last year with injuries. Like we were one of the healthiest team in the league last year, and that helped us a lot to make that deep playoff run. This year, we're probably one of the most injured teams so far, but I mean, I guess you can say it's better that they're hurt now than in December or November around there or January. You got to get these guys ramped up and you don't got to rush them out there. And now you have to bank on coaching and your depth. So the guys that we drafted this year and last year, now we have to fall on some things fall on them now. So Ben Simmons, you have to produce. Luke McCaffrey, you got to produce. Chris Rodriguez, you got to produce. Jalen Lane, you got to produce. And of course, the free agents we got Debo and and Laramie Tunsil, and hopefully Sam Cosmi can come back too. Dan Quinn said he's been getting into football shape a little
Yeah.
bit. But even if he does play, you still got to be patient with him. Yes, it's good that he's active, but you still got to put on the pads. Like putting on the pads is different than practicing. Like as fans, we get so excited. Oh yeah, he's practicing, but when you put them pads on, it's different. Different. You got to have a different type of energy, a different type of cardio. So you just gotta continue to. I'm not gonna say put bubble wrap on them, but just be cautious with them and just trust the guys that you drafted and you're trying to develop. So, but this injury bug is killing us. It's killing us.
All right. So
I completely understand.
From your perspective, Michael Penix got
Mm-hmm.
thrusted in the last couple of weeks of the season after the
Mm-hmm.
whole Kirk Cousins thing. And while he did play good, it's still, for a lot of people, you still wanted to see more of the sample size gearing up
Mm-hmm.
for year 2 for him. Um, so far, I would say, in my opinion, it's definitely been some ups, but also some downs as well.
Yeah.
But how much of that is on Michael Penix, or is it just the offense itself? Because from looking at a couple of games so far, we understand, what the identity is running the football, but a lot of runs are coming out the pistol. And when you're running out that pistol, the running back is literally 8 yards even behind more than the quarterback, which makes it a little bit, I won't say harder, but you're not going to gain as much steam as you're playing under center. So what are some of the things going on that you feel like is affecting Michael Penix, or you think it's more on just the offensive staff putting their players in the worst position to make plays?
It's all of the above because number one, again, nobody didn't expect us to lose our right tackle. I mean, I'm not saying that McGarry is like a big force in the passing game. He's definitely a big force in the run game because Bijan loves running to that right side because that is our strong side when it comes down to running the ball. So now that we have a replacement there, I really just don't think that he's comfortable back there in the pocket. And then you have Zach Robinson, who's a second. My bad, I muted my Mac by accident. Even I touched my keyboard. But you have Zach Robinson, who's a second-year OC, and he's not creative enough. And when I'm not saying he needs to be a Kyle Shanahan and do exotic play calls or anything like that. Is when you know that you have now a replacement, especially of one of your offensive linemen, you need to find ways to try to, one, figure out how to get the ball out quicker, find out what is the strength of that side, find different ways to move, get your quarterback out of the pocket, be able to get your run game kind of going, find ways to cover up that weakness. Zach Robinson hasn't got there yet. We kind of don't know what it is we're looking at when we're looking at our offense right now, let alone like some of the plays, like even when we were playing the Vikings, we found a way to get Kyle Pitts going. Even in the Panthers game, Kyle Pitts was open on a lot of those plays. And, again, Penix did not see him down the field a lot of times until kind of like that ending going into the half where he kind of was starting to throw to Penix a little bit more. So when you're seeing things like that, it's just kind of like, hey, if you know you have a mismatch, go to that. Run the ball, do that, everything when it comes down to it. So I'm just looking at it like this. I think it's just everything is from Penix still going through, his learning stages with that. And then it's Zach Robinson really having to get a hold and understand what it is that you want from this offense. Hey, Riri. But what it is that you really want from this offense and try to get things clicking. So a lot of people don't think it'll make a difference from him coming from the booth to the sideline. I think that just helps with the communication a little bit more since we've been getting the play calls in late, and Penix is saying there's been issues with it. It's a lot going on right now in that offense. So again, I don't know if a week can turn it around. Maybe the bye week can help that situation. Again, once we get off that bye week, we got Buffalo right after. So again, right now it's just kind of up in the air. We won't be able to know until we see Sunday. So again, but it's definitely coaching on down to the players. Nobody's executing anything.
Before we get to you, Caleb, again about the Commander side, I just want to ask one question because I have a couple of friends who are Falcons fans in Virginia, and one of them speculated about the potential of what probably coming back in the lineup. Do you think there's any slight possibility Kirk Cousins might slide in, or how would you feel about that? If
DT, as you said that, my mom made a nasty face when she heard Kirk Cousins.
I know. I'm just saying because I just to invest in Michael Penix already in the first round, and you already made to move last year to get him them reps, to get him the game stuff, and then you get him in the off season, you instill him as the number one guy. I find that very, in a sense, counterproductive, but I also understand jobs, people have to win. So what are your thoughts on the possibility of Kirk Cousins possibly getting back in the lineup somehow?
I mean, I would love it for us, but but I mean, from an X's and O's standpoint, like, you just gotta roll with the growing pains with Penix. Like, just gotta roll with it. Like, I don't like people expect instant gratification as fans, so some fans get spoiled too. Because Liddy actually joined the space. I think you were probably asleep. It was yesterday, and I was.
No, I wasn't. I wasn't asleep this
Sleep
time.
is
Y'all know I
crazy.
do be falling asleep. Yeah, no. See,
Okay.
they be talking too long. Where I be sleep after 10. I ain't gonna lie. No, I was helping my son with his math homework yesterday. I was being a mom yesterday.
Okay, because I mentioned that to some of the speakers, and they said, "Well, these are the same people that saw Matt Ryan play." So when they see Matt Ryan have an MVP year, and he's been consistent in Atlanta for years, and he's going to go into the Hall of Fame one day for sure. They see Penix, and it's like, come on, bro, like, you got to get it going. But like, you got to understand, like, these kids are still learning, even how good they can be. Like, it's the same thing with us. Like, Jaden is still learning, bro. Like, if he has a stinker, like, we're not gonna say the kid needs to be benched. Like, you just gotta roll with the punches. Like, Penix showed flashes last year, small sample size, but he showed flashes. He showed he can be competent. He can run the offense. Primetime lights against us. He didn't shy from nothing. He was he was carving us up. He was carving us up. And then you play against the Panthers. Yeah, y'all may have lost that game, but I judge quarterbacks based on what they contribute offensively. And what he did, what his job was, he came through for that. Everything else, that's not on him. But just him providing for the offense, I feel like he can be a competent quarterback. I mean, you just got to roll with the punches. He's going to have bad games, and he's going to go for a stretch where he's playing really good, and then he's going to have a stinker. Like, I've said this before on our podcast, DT, and I've said that in spaces. Like, even the best of the best have bad games.
Yes.
Mahomes has had bad games. Yeah. Josh Allen played like trash before. Lamar has played bad. I can go so on and so on. Kirk Cousins has had bad games. I can count numerous of quarterbacks that have had terrible games, man, and they come back and they play well. So it's going to be a grind for the kid, but you also have to have the right coaches around him, and you got to have the right pieces around him. I feel like the environment for Penix is good, as far as just the coaching staff and who's around him. I feel like that's a good thing. I mean, I don't know too much about Atlanta and the culture there, but I feel like kid got a good head on his shoulders. So, and I feel like Raheem Morris, he has good intentions. X's and O's, that's a different story. But I feel like Raheem Morris has good intentions as a head coach and what he wants to provide for his football team. So don't bench that kid, man. But if y'all do, So be it. It helps us.
I don't. To be honest with you, I don't think that they benched it. I think the reason why Kirk was saw, we saw Kirk last game was because the game had already got out of hand. It's no point in keeping Penix out there to take the
Yeah.
licks and bruises, and different things like that. See what you can do with Kirk to probably at least try to get some type of points on the board. It just, again, the offense just wasn't trickulating. And again, and I think that just comes down to it. Like when you kind of got a pitch together offensive line, and I think we all know that from the Commanders to anybody. When you got a pitch together offensive line, sometimes your quarterback is not comfortable like that. Again, McGarry's injury legitimately came probably about a week before the official start of the season. So when you're used to having somebody that you're thinking you're going into the season with, a lot of times that can, you're confident, but then now when you're thrusting somebody in there, and I'm not gonna lie, he held his own. Elijah Wilkinson held his own over there in that right tackle spot last week, but I am going to say he has been getting beat a lot too. So I don't know if that's contributing to it. Again, Bijan didn't look good, waiting to try to wait for holes to develop and stopping mid-play. So I think that was just, again, no preparedness, ill-prepared. Nobody, they were looking to us playing you guys. You know what I'm saying? So they weren't focused on trying to play the Panthers. And we know from college and we know from high school, one game at a time. Never look ahead of the opponent that you're playing because you just never know what's going to happen. Georgia had a bad problem doing that. Always had a problem doing that. So it's just like at this point, you got to be able to know. So now that we're here, let's see how we can really get that figured out. But no, I don't think Rob would bench Penix. I think that would do him more injustice than a little bit. It's not going to help him, but at the same time, something has to give. At the same, like if that makes even sense, but something really does have to show some type of improvement. Again, like I don't, and then too, to even answer the spoiled, I don't really think that we're spoiled because of Matt Ryan. I think everybody's a little bit anxious to be in the playoffs. We haven't been in the playoffs for 7 years. And I think that's what it is. The first sign of any type of derailment, everybody's looking, we're not going to make the playoffs. We're not going to do that. If we don't make the playoffs, Rod's fired. He need to be fired. He need to be gone. He did it because everybody is waiting that. We started the season last year 6-3 because Kirk and Rob, whatever they had their conversation about, he believed him that he wasn't hurt, moved on, and we legitimately lost our chance of even making it to the playoffs last year. So now you make moves this year, give up your first round draft pick. You're basically showing the fan base we're going to the playoffs, which is fine. But at the same token, if you get any type of derailment from that point, that goes out the window. And now at this point in time, we're probably going to be back in the head coaching search once again, which I do not agree with because I'm just like, hey, we just did this. Us changing coaches every 2 to 3 years because we're not getting what we want is not helping us either. So it's a dang if you do, dang if you don't type of situation. But again, one game at a time, and we the season's not over. One loss, two losses. Two losses, season's not over. We have seen worse. Definitely have seen worse. Okay, we could be the Detroit Lions of the old. So there's that.
Yeah, I do think people um, they put a stamp on everything currently, and it's like I don't think people understand that this is a long football season. Like people get hurt, people recover. Some teams figure it out. Some teams don't figure it out. Some teams go on a run, and then go on a drought. Some teams are on a drought, then they go for a run. Like there's so many factors that can come into this. People look at the strength of schedule, and sometimes the strength of schedule can diminish when that current team that you're playing has a lot of injuries too. So there's a lot of things that can happen. And I didn't even mention the trade deadline. The trade deadline can turn things around for some teams, and it could kill some teams too, whether they're buyers or sellers. So just it's too early for any of these teams to define who they are, in my opinion. Same thing with a
Yeah.
3-0 team is the same thing with a 1-2 team. It's the same thing. Like things change, things fluctuate throughout the season.
Yeah, I think another part of that pressure is also understanding how that division is functioning right now with
Yeah.
Carolina still trying to find his way, and
The
Moore is
Bucks.
now the head coach of the Saints, and it's going to take a bit while for them. And we know with Atlanta for the past couple of years, like he can tell you, Caleb, like for the past couple of years, Enter the Lab, I have been picking the Falcons to win the NFC South because of the amount of talent they have. Now, I just knew from that point on the defensive side, they still had to get an edge rusher, but they got some guys to get the quarterback now. But we even seen it last year. They swept the Buccaneers twice. At one point, they were leading the NFC South, but then eventually things just went downhill during the season. So the potential is there, like for Atlanta Falcons. It's just putting it all together and trying for them, even though podcast, it's also NFL podcast. Like Atlanta has to figure out how to get themselves out this little bit offensive funk. Have to change a little bit some things to get a little bit more explosive. Not be very predictable stuff at times. For this offense to get going because they have like you got Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Mooney, Kyle Pitts. They got weapons everywhere, man.
Mm-hmm.
Do they? And they got a good DB room. You got Xavier Watts and you got um, Jesse
Billy
Bates.
Bowman, Jesse Bates, Billy Bowman
You
back
know what's
there.
crazy? My coworker at my job, he diehard Falcons fan, man. Diehard Falcons fan. I saw him after the game and I said, "Hey, bruh." He was like, "Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me." Even last year when we played y'all, he said, "Man, I don't. Man, Raheem Morris, like, he just don't have any words." So it's like the Falcons have, as a roster standpoint, y'all have a good roster. Like it's just I don't know. Like I don't know. It's just
We
weird.
we
Like
we kind of we kind of blame the Saints with that. We be telling every time I'm like, y'all be leaving y'all juju, and we don't want the juju. But yeah, it's been it's literally been an uphill battle. I know some of my fans are probably gonna get upset about me mentioning this, but coming from a Super Bowl, almost winning that, Matt Ryan becoming MVP, coming back, and it's just downhill from there, and it's just, DQ at that time, even when his last season starting 0-7. Rod was in the building and he was the interim coach. We kind of literally won that season. Kind of turned that season around a little bit with him being there. But then even then, a lot of people say, well, he could have became the head coach after that point, but you see, we hired Arthur Smith, and I said, well, that was Arthur Blank saying he didn't want another defensive head coach. He wanted somebody offensive minded to come in. We did that, rebuild, money strapped, literally everything, and still couldn't do anything. Now we're here again, and now fans are just like, what are we doing? We can't do anything. All of this, this is a pre-built roster. We're regressing. All of this. I'm just like, at this point in time, I'm just like, look, what more can we do at this point but just see and wait for this to play out? If it's meant for him to be fired, cool, that's fine. But at the end of the day, I just don't think that we need to be playing the coaching carousel wheel every 2 to 3 years
Yeah.
if we're trying to accomplish a goal of winning the division, let alone going to the playoffs. I just don't think we need to be on that coaching carousel wheel. We have seen where some teams are on that coaching carousel wheel, and then when they finally hit their mark, just like Kayla said, they go up, they go down. They go up, they go down. And I think another reason why some of the fan base is kind of over it is because the division is very winnable. You don't have to win that many games in this division. You don't have to be like you guys over there in the NFC East winning 11, 12, 13 games just to win it. We can win it with maybe 8, 9, 10 games. So that's another reason why a lot of people are kind of like hit that panic button to say, yeah, we need to get this right. We need to get this right. So I mean, again, we'll see. I still just have faith. I'm an optimistic person. I'm still going to sit over here and do it. I pledge my alliance to them. They piss me off from time to time, but yes, I have learned to do what Aaron Rodgers says: is relax. I try not to let them piss me off. That's Georgia.
All right, and Caleb, I guess obviously for us in Commanders Land, I think the obvious big question is the two offensive stars. Do we think Jaden Daniels will suit up this week, and will Terry miss his first game since 2020?
Yeah, Terry's not playing. He's not playing. I don't think he's playing. Jaden, on the other hand, I think I say it's a 70% chance that he'll play. I think it's a 70% chance that he'll play. They'll probably lean to more of him playing than him not playing, in my opinion. But if he's going to play, I feel like Atlanta, they have the defenders to kind of keep up with him. Yeah. Kind of keep up with his athleticism. You got, what's his name? What's that edge rusher name? He's good.
Pierce?
Yes.
You talking about Pierce? Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pierce, and you got the Javon Walker too. You got Walker.
You mean
too.
Jalen Walker?
Jalen Walker. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. I forgot.
Look,
that's your boy. That's your boy. I know. That's your boy. I can't. That's your boy. My bad.
Don't mess one of her babies on now.
I know.
My little puppy.
Jalen Carter, her baby. Jalen Walker, her baby. Every Georgia Bulldog, it don't matter. They don't matter. You don't care if they bad.
Well, besides a few, I don't claim a few of them.
Okay, I got you.
I don't claim a few, but everybody else I claim.
Got you. So I mean, you got guys that can match up with him athletically. So Atlanta is definitely going to be testing Jaden. They most definitely are. And as far as we know about Jaden and DT, I mean, I feel like he can handle it, but it's all up to Cliff of kind of easing him into the offense, run the ball, 12 personnel, 22 personnel, 13 personnel. Like, don't be afraid to put two tight ends on the field. You got to go jumbo package, run the damn rock if you have to. Yes, I know Atlanta so far for the first 3 weeks, they're actually good against the run.
Good against run.
Yeah, yes, Atlanta is good against the run, but that doesn't mean we don't run the ball. Like, that's our strength too. We're the second best rushing team in the NFL right now. You got to keep that trend going, in my opinion. But I would lean towards Jaden playing. Some of the other guys, I just don't know. We have a long list of injuries, DT. So by Friday, we'll kind of know who's playing and who's not. But if I had to guess, I would say Jaden is playing. I would say he's playing. But I'm going to continue to say this. DT got to send this in the group chat. But if he's hurting our offense, I don't want Jaden to play. I don't care what the naysayers or what the outsiders have to say anything about that. I'm just trying to win a game. If Jaden is handicapping our offense, which I don't think he will, but if he's handicapping our offense, let's put in somebody that can get the offense going for now until Jaden can get ramped up. Because we don't need to be risking this kid for the near future. I'm not even going to mention other players that play for us.
Please don't mention that. Please,
because there's no comparison. It's no comparison.
And that's the biggest thing.
It's no comparison.
This is an organization now that is on one accord.
Yeah.
They know what the plan is.
Exactly.
They know how to manage this.
Yeah.
And I do agree with you. I do think I'm kind of at like 70, 75% that Jaden plays this weekend. My only thing is, we can sit here and be honest. So far, Jaden has had a decent game week 1. And then, of course, the Thursday night game against the Packers, it did not look good. And it didn't look good overall for the team, just to be completely honest. So, watching Marcus Mariota play Sunday, we got those people out there that's just like, and I know you probably haven't seen it, but there are people legit like, oh, let's have Marcus Mariota play because, he already better than Jaden and stuff. I was like, yo, what? Like, can we not understand? Like, yes, even though Jaden Daniels had one of the most historical rookie years. He still had a lot to learn, and we as a fan base even knew that. We saw some of the tendencies that he had to do, and we wanted him to correct and fix. He's still a young guy. He's still learning the NFL game, and he's very humble, and he can tell you that. And from watching Marcus Mariota play Sunday, I see a little bit, just a slight bit, some of the tendencies that we saw with Jaden of like, okay, this is what I think Jaden needs to do from here on forward. We see, with the zone read, Jaden a lot of times will give it to the running back and don't take it when that defender is flat on his foot. Jaden knows he has the speed to get to the outside. He just has to protect himself. And then when it comes to the passing game, things like that, understanding, zone coverages and different, like try to get to your reads. Don't already go to the check down automatically because there's some guys open on film, and stuff like that. I don't think it's like a death set. It's like me personally, just say this as well. I don't see no song for song. I just think we just played a very good Packers team, and like even to say like this, the Packers just lost to the Browns Sunday. Like it's a long.
That was a crazy loss, though.
It's a long NFL season, dog. Like you 1 week you high and mighty, the next week you're like, what in the world just happened? So I think Jaden's gonna be fine, man. But I do think I'm at 70% right now that Jaden plays, but the Terry McLaurin thing does concern me a little bit.
Well, I mean, as far as this game, I feel like we're even because AJ Terrell's not playing. So
we don't know that.
I don't think he not playing.
We don't know that. We don't know that. Don't come for twin like that.
I mean, if AJ Terrell, I ain't gonna lie, DT. He what's that song by Akon? What's that song?
Locked up, he won't let you out.
I ain't gonna lie, DT.
Hey, what?
He did lock him out.
I'm not gonna sit up here and cap.
He did lock him out, but I mean, if AJ doesn't play, that helps us a little bit. That helps us, but that only amps up Debo's production and hopefully Jalen Lane and Zach Ertz and some of our running backs out of the backfield too. So we got to get Terry's not playing. We got to get creative.
Got to get production somewhere else.
Yeah, we just have to. Cliff got to get in his Duffy. You got to get in your bag, young fella. So you got to call some good plays because I feel like Atlanta they do have a good defense, and I feel like our run defense, I think it's good so far, but I'm also looking at who we're playing against too. Like the Raiders O-line is terrible. The Giants O-line is terrible. The Packers, we slowed down their run game. I don't think they went crazy on us, but Bijan is a different animal. Bijan is a different animal. And then you got Algier too, coming off the bench, who can put his pads into you and knock you back a little bit. This is really going to see where our run defense is really at. Is it really good, or is it just the competition we were playing was just really bad? So I'm looking at our run defense to measure up on how we go against Bijan and Algier, because those guys ain't no slouch. They ain't no slouches. Respect the Bijan. Respect the Bijan. My boy gets skinny in the hole and he go out. That boy nice. That boy nice, man. He nice.
Yeah, my number 7. That's even though he played for Texas.
And DT, he can go out. You can put him in a slide.
Yeah, he's gonna be a matchup problem for our linebackers who have struggled in coverage so far. And Luvu, he has missed a lot of tackles past couple games. So it's definitely a matchup problem. Even the tight ends in general, past couple of games they've been killing us. So Kyle Pitts, that's going to be a matchup to watch as well. The tight ends matching up against our linebackers.
And don't forget Ray and Mooney.
Yeah, I mean, that's another thing.
Yeah, so it's gonna be a matchup. Sunday, most definitely.
We always have good games against the Falcons, even though we've won 4 in a row. But We have E. I'm sorry. And every time I mention that in a Falcon space, when you not there, because I know when you're there if I get muted. But every time I mention that, it's like people say, "Well, we had a trash quarterback." I mean, we had a trash quarterback too. We had Taylor Heineke throwing hospital balls just up for grabs, and we still find a way to win. But it's always a good game when we play the Falcons.
Yeah.
It's always a good game. It's always a good game. It's gonna be a good game this week too. It's gonna be a good game this week. Hopefully, I need that done.
Just stay where you at. Don't you even come.
So with that being said, let's go ahead with what we think. So obviously, on this show we do picks. I think this is gonna be a close game.
Yeah,
Most definitely, because
definitely.
Atlanta's defense last year they threw some licks at us that we haven't seen all season until they made some adjustments. I think it's going to be kind of the same game. It's going to be a battle of adjustments. The key battle for me, obviously, is going to be I always go to the trenches. If our defensive line cannot stop Bijan and not get to the quarterback, I think it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long day.
Long day.
And it's funny because Kerry just asked, do the Commanders have a better run or pass defense?
Better run.
So, yes. So, this year, we have a better run defense as of now. This will be the best running back we'll play outside of Saquon Barkley. The pass defense is not good as of right now. And now I know a lot of people will go last year, our pass defense was good, but the run defense was bad. Well, that was because they didn't need to throw the ball against us. But even when they threw the ball against us,
they were successful.
They were successful. Now, the only thing I will say was communication was much better last year. We gave up the least amount of 40 and 50-yard plays in pass defenses. But so far, we're giving up big plays in the passing game, even with healthy DBs. So the health of our DB is also a concern as well. Marshawn Lattimore, he cleared concussion protocol, but Amos practiced today, and Mikey so far has struggled transitioning back into the slot. So that's going to be a key thing to watch as well. How does our secondary try to match up with the skill position of the Atlanta Falcons?
I also do think, and I'm pretty sure you can answer this, but how's the interior of your
Two people telling you shut up is nasty word.
Whatever.
Is nasty.
I saw that. It's creme. I don't care. As far as the interior of your offensive line, I know Chris Lindstrom he's a dog.
He's that guy, yeah.
Great run block. He is the best probably run blocking guard in the NFL. He's that good. Pass blocking, I think he's pretty good too. But as far as the other side, do you feel confident in your center and your left guard? Because this year so far, most of our pressure has come from the interior of our defensive line. Javon Kinlaw and Daron Payne, they've been playing their butts off. Daron Payne always goes crazy in his contract year, but do you feel confident in your interior offensive line as far as against the pass, basically?
I feel like they can be better. I literally say this about and been saying this for years about the Falcons and their offensive line. As long as they're competent enough to do what they need to do, then I'm fine. Again, Bergeron is over there along with Jake Matthews on that left side. I know right now our center, we got rid of Drew Dahlman, but our center, he's been holding up in my honest opinion. I know they have given up a couple of sacks, and I have seen it has been coming on that right side and that left side. So, I'm not going to say I'm too confident in that, but they can hold their own when need be. But I think that when it comes down to Penix, I think that's what's going to make the difference of how well that they can hold up. If he can get that ball out quickly. If he can pretty much, move the pocket a little bit as well, I think that we'll be fine in that aspect. But I do, again, if I always say this, and I know y'all gonna scream at me because it's y'all rivals foes, but I always say, give me that old Tony Romo into Dak Prescott's offensive line. Give me that. Give me a Zach Martin. Give me one of them, and I'll be fine when it comes down to it. I mean, if I can get Alex Mack to come out of retirement and come down on some years, yeah, that offensive line, you cannot lie. That offensive line was holding up, man. But again,
there's
for
many
Penn,
NFC East championship appearances too.
we know. But
Cause
no, but I just feel like, again, they're competent enough to do what they need to do. Is it the greatest? No. We're not elite on that. We're not elite on that or anything, but I'm not going to say that we're terrible to the point to where Penix is getting sacked on every drop back that he does. So again, I'm cool with them for right now until we can kind of get our, figure out about that right side, but at least get one of our offensive line, get back Storm. So at least until we can do that, then I'm fine.
DT, don't post that. Don't post his comments anymore. Not the reason why I asked that is because Bobby Wagner, he loves to blitz up the middle. So we love to run stunts and twists, and you got Deron running to. He's lining up on the left. He's running to the right, and Javon Kinlaw may go straight, and Frankie Louvu may come up the middle, and Bobby may come up the other side of the middle. So like we do a lot of exotic stuff, especially on third and long. Will our corners hold up? I think Marshawn Lattimore had a good game against the Raiders, but again, it's the Raiders. No offense. I mean, I don't fear anybody in that receiver room. I think Drake London is a really good receiver. Went crazy last year. And that's a different type of receiver you got to go up against. Trey Amos, he may be lined up against Drake London too. And those snaps that he's going to have against them, to me, DT, like this is going to really prove like, okay, Trey Amos, you going to be one of them ones. If you can limit Drake London's catches and just his yak ability and just him just going up and getting the ball on top of somebody's head. Like Drake London is a great contested catch receiver. You got to slow that down, but it all starts with the trenches. You got to make Atlanta one dimensional. You have to make them one dimensional. Slow down Bijan.
Well, that's gonna be the hard thing to do.
Yeah, I know.
Because,
I know.
Yeah,
I know.
I mean,
I know.
the trick to Atlanta is like, yes, we have our run game. Yes, if you stop the run game, and again, the old faithful stacking the box, you can go ahead and stack the box, but what are you willing to leave your corners on an island if we decide to line up Kyle Pitts in the slot? Or decide to line him up on the wire, or decide to line him up on the X. You're not, again, you have to be able, like with Atlanta, and this is kind of why a lot of fans are kind of upset, is because you have all of these versatility that is on that offense, that it's really a pick your poison type offense. So if you want to make it one dimensional, you're like, okay, so who's going to be on Pitts? Who's going to be on that? Because once you do that, that's going to open up Bijan. Like you said, we can move Bijan into the slot. He doesn't have to come out the backfield. So,
oh my God,
it's a really pick your poison type offense. So again, that's why I think, going back to our earlier question, I think that's why a lot of Falcon fans are really upset, because we expect to see this offense be something that we know it can be, and we're kind of being limited right now.
Yeah, and DT, do you think this is going to be a game where who has the worst kicker? Because I think our kicker is trash, and I know the Falcons let go Young Ho Koo, and then the next game he had a stinker. Special teams is going to be very, 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 very important. It could come down to a field goal. Could come down to a point that somebody misses. So, yeah. It's going to be one of those games, man. It's going to be so hard for this defense. It's going to be a little difficult, especially if Penix is on his game. You can literally line Bijan up in the slot. You can have Algier in the backfield. Then you can have Kyle Pitts in the slot too, and then Drake London. Like, oh boy, like, Lord, the best thing for SDT: run the ball, time of possession, keep the ball, keep Atlanta on the sidelines. That's probably the best. The best defense is our offense probably in this game, but I'm not saying the defense can't get stops. They can get stops. It's also about when you get the stop and the down and distance too. You just have to. In third and longs, you can't convert. You just can't convert. What?
Yes, we have.
I know. We know who that is, DT. So we don't even got it.
Yeah, I figured who it was now.
It's
all right.
Yeah.
We gotta go ahead and get going, man. It's time we get to my favorite part of the show.
Hey Zay, what you cooking, bruh?
For last, we're gonna save and spice it up a little bit, but we're gonna go week 4. Thursday night football. We got Seattle taking on the Arizona Cardinals. I believe this is gonna be where they're wearing that rivalry jerseys. Is this the game? Everybody wearing the rivalry jerseys?
Which one?
I think the Cardinals wearing the rivalry jerseys.
Yeah, I think so.
I like what I've seen so far for Seattle, man. Seattle looks good. I think I'm gonna take Seattle in this matchup.
Seattle look good, but I feel like they kind of been a little inconsistent a little bit across the board, a little bit, just a little bit. No, I'm gonna give it to the Cardinals. I mean, they're at home. They're playing at home, and I just feel like they're gonna get over that little hump. We all know that the NFC West is one of those crazy divisions, especially this year, in my honest opinion. So I'm definitely giving that one to the Cardinals. I feel like they got one in them. They got one in them.
Should have won that game Sunday.
They should have, to be honest with you.
They should have beat 49ers Sunday, man.
That was a crazy game. So that's why I said I think that they're coming for Seattle for this one. I think they're calling blood at this point.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Seattle. Safe pick for me. Just safe pick. But
all right, we got the Dublin game. That's gonna be 9:30 kickoff. We got the Minnesota Vikings. Carson Wentz second start. Gonna be taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I don't know.
I'm going Steelers. I hate it for Jeff right now.
I'm gonna lean with the Steelers. Yeah, I'm gonna lean with Steelers.
I'm gonna lean Steelers only because I feel like the Vikings' run defense isn't that good. I don't think their run defense is that good, and Pittsburgh, they're not gonna be afraid to run that rock. So yeah, give me the Steelers.
All right, the next game we have is New Orleans Saints take on the Buffalo Bills. Go ahead, give me the Bills. Next we have is the Browns heading to Detroit. Detroit coming off a big win. They coming off a big win against.
Give me Detroit still.
Definitely going with
Detroit. They have confidence. They got motivation going on right now. That's a team that you don't want to face. I mean, don't get me wrong. The Browns did the unthinkable. But again, I think Detroit's playing at home. They already got that motivation, confidence going on right now. They're trying to keep the pace. I'm definitely going Detroit in this one.
All right. Look, the Texans are literally 0-3, and they're taking on Cam Ward and the Titans. Do they get their first dub this week?
Yes. If you lose against
Titans versus the who?
Texans.
Houston.
Texans. I ain't gonna lie. If the Texans lose, oh Lord, it's gonna
I think it's gonna be bad.
No, if they lose, somebody's getting fired.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's going to be bad.
Somebody's getting fired.
Somebody's going to be on the trade block too, because that roster done a lot after the stuff they did this offseason. Traded Tunzel, retooled that whole O-line, still not looking good. Receivers and stuff not clicking. Some of the guys they drafted not even playing.
They told us Tunsil was the problem, DT. That's what they told us.
Yeah, I know.
They told us he was the problem.
Well, I mean, they just released Chauncey Gardner
Johnson.
Yeah.
They just
hey, championship pedigree.
Yeah, they said that he couldn't catch on to play and try to get everything over there. So, but I think CJ Stroud and pulls that offense together, and I think they kind of get it together, because I think that's kind of like a wake-up call too for other players, that you really release somebody that literally, in a sense, is a vet in the league like that. So the jury's still out on the Titans right now. Cam Ward looks good some games you can tell that he's definitely in that rookie season of it. So I'm definitely gonna say that Houston finally gets their first win this week. It ain't gonna be easy. It's gonna be close, but I feel like it's definitely
AFC South.
Yeah.
All right, the next game we have is the Carolina Panthers taking on New England Patriots. I like the Patriots in this matchup.
I'm definitely going to Patriots, because I think they're living on that high horse, beating us last week and calling it a shutout. One thing, I think they have a wide receiver, I think, that I read that is supposed to be out. One of their wide receivers, I think, for the Patriots. I'm not sure. I gotta go back and look. So I just think something about
Douglas,
that.
Booty, Collins, Diggs.
I have to go back and go look, because it was something that popped up on Bleacher Report that I meant to go look at earlier today, but I got busy. But still going Patriots. But I think they were talking about their injury report. Somebody was on their injury report. I think it was one of their wide receivers.
Okay. Yeah, give me the Patriots. The general's been talking his. Yeah,
and then he's gonna get brought back down to earth.
All right, the next game is we have the undefeated Los Angeles Chargers taking on Jackson Dart in his first start in NFL against one of the top defensive coordinators in the NFL, Jesse Minter. Man, honestly, even on Enter the Lab podcast, we were like, I think the best game for him to start would have been the Saints, but they went a week earlier because they literally watched Russell Wilson through at the back of the end zone 3 times. So I think that was it. But hey, at the end of the day, you're going to have to play top defense anyway. It's the NFL. So I'm going to take the Chargers over the Giants.
Chargers.
Yeah, definitely Chargers. Especially, I don't trust Jackson Dart. I don't care what anybody say. I was never a big fan of Jackson Dart when he played at Ole Miss. So I don't think this will be a game you throw Jackson Dart in. I know right now that Khalil Mack is out for the Chargers with his injuries, because he would have welcomed that man to the NFL real quick. But I still think that the Chargers do have a good defense over there. So again, y'all gonna see why I don't like Jackson Dart and why I don't think that he's gonna last too long. I like Scatterboo.
Scatterboo. Oh, we got a big game coming up over here too. This should have been a 4:00 game. You got the Eagles taking on the Buccaneers. The last couple of times the Buccaneers have played, they have had the Eagles number. I think they only beaten them one time as Jalen Hurts a starter. That's the one team that's always got a number. So do the Buccaneers do it again against Philadelphia Eagles?
I got the Bucs. Sorry,
no.
I know you hate the Bucs, but
no. The thing is, right now, Mike Evans is pretty much injured. That is one of Baker's those guys on there. Yeah. I mean, they still got Njigba. Am I pronouncing his last name right?
Ibuka.
Okay. and Jigba and Buka, what one of them names. Let's just say that. But they still have him over there. I think Godwin is actually back for that as well. Again, they still got a stout defense over there, but to be honest with you, yes, the Eagles did not look good last week. And just being fair, they did not look good last week. But I think boy Jordan Davis, them Georgia Bulldogs, really got them. But there is notable with the Eagles. Nolan Smith did go on IR with that. So again, they took a little hit on the defense, but you still got Jalen Carter. You still got a lot of pieces on that defense.
They do, but two of their corners went on IR too. Jacorian Bennett and I think Ringo's on IR. So
Ringo wasn't doing nothing.
I understand.
Nolan Smith is on IR. I think they just put him up 4 games.
Nolan Smith is on IR, but Ringo, that's fine. He wasn't really. He wasn't in a rotation anyway.
I do feel like the Bucs still have a solid offensive line. So like they're in just their starting 5. I think is really underrated in the NFL. I think Tristan Wirfs is one of the best left tackles in the league. And they got Cody Mock, and they got some solid interior guys too. I mean, I feel like they can hold up, but Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis, they as a duo, they are going crazy right now. They are going crazy right now, but it's tough. You also got to look at the coaching too. I think this game is so close roster-wise that you got to look at the coaching, and I would probably trust Sirianni more than I trust Todd Bowles a little bit. So I hate the Eagles, but I can be objective. I probably would go with the Eagles in this one. Unfortunately, I hate them so much. I hate them so much.
Yeah, my heart can't take it. I'm going with the Bucs. Forget them chickens, bro.
I hate him too, bro. But like, I forgot about that Mike Evans injury. Oh,
yeah.
Forgot about that.
My injury is going to be a very big factor. And I think Godwin. Did he just had limited practice today? Or
I think he's hurt too.
I think so, because that's why I said their next target is going to be Godwin after that.
Then Jalen McMillan is hurt too.
Yeah, but he's been hurt though.
Yeah, he hurt his neck.
Yeah, he hurt his neck, so he's out. I don't know if they're getting back one of their linemen here. I have to go check their injury report, but yeah, they're kind of beat up over there in Tampa. So they've been hanging on by the wing and a prayer.
All right. Next game we have Indiana Jones and the LA Coliseum. It's like, nah, not the LA Coliseum. But we got the Colts taking on the Rams. Look, Rams coming off that meltdown against Philadelphia Eagles. Colts coming in undefeated. Oh man. So honestly, this is gonna be a good game, but I think the Rams got a rebound after that loss. They had that game in the bag. I'm going to take the Rams to end the streak for Indiana Jones and them to get them their first ever of the season.
Ooh, this one is kind of a hard one because you rooting for the Colts a little bit. They actually, which is funny, I was watching Red Zone. They actually kicked their first field goal. Not field goal. Punted the ball first. Out of I don't know how many plays they said, but that was kind of funny to know that they have never punted the ball to begin this season. So I gotta go with Stafford though. I think that meltdown that they had last week was something that kind of woke them up again. I always say that sometimes certain games kind of wake the team up and be like, all right, let's get back focused. And I think this is their get back focus game. So I am going Rams.
I agree. I'm going with the Rams. I think that last game it pissed them off. So I could see them. It's going to be a close game, but I think the Rams going to pull it out. I don't trust the Rams secondary though. I don't trust it. It's not good.
All right. We have the Jacksonville Jaguars taking on the 49ers. It's looking like Brock Purdy's going to be back for this game, but they do lose Nick Bosa for the season. Torn ACL again. 49ers also one of the most injured teams in the NFL.
Yeah.
They're taking on the Jaguars team that, quite honestly, they're struggling trying to get the ball to their playmakers, especially to a guy like Brian Thomas Jr. Everybody's been seeing the meme with Shane Waldron. Shane Waldron in the room. He took the Jordan juice away from Brian Thomas Jr. Dog. I had to drop him in fantasy, but I'm still going to take the 49ers. They're just a well-coached team, and I never bought into the Trevor Lawrence thing. I do think it will be close, but I think they'll pull away somewhere in the third or fourth quarter.
Sunshine. The Jaguars have not looked good this season. They haven't given me even my own bulldog that's over there, number 44. I expected kind of more from them, to be honest, but I'm not getting it. 49ers are injured, but I still think they can still pull some things out. But again, and Hen's boys, them probably the pretenders. So we gonna hopefully they not become pretenders and actually become the real deal. So I'm gonna go with the 49ers.
Yeah, give me the Niners. I trust Kyle Shanahan.
All right. Next game we have is the Bears taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. Caleb Williams come off a stellar performance, even though he did play the Dallas Cowboys defense. You should have started him in fantasy anyway, even though he missed a couple of layups. But that Raiders team up close, that offensive line, they doing Genty a true disservice. He was getting hit in the backfield like almost every single time. I'm not saying the Bears are going to do that because I have questions about the Bears defense, especially with some of the health as well. But I think I'm going to take the Bears against the Raiders this week.
I'll take the Bears too.
I'm still mad that Kansas didn't go get Brock Bowers, just wasting my tight end like that. Yeah, I do see the Bears coming. I mean, to be honest with you, Bears got them a major win over the Cowboys this past week. So I think they're carrying that momentum in, and I kind of feel sorry for the Raiders. I mean, they're probably still not going to stop Brock. But, yeah, give me the Bears.
All right, look, we got a big matchup. In any other year, these teams are probably like at least 3-0, 4-1. But these two teams are legit. One win so far in the season, and the Ravens coming off a bad loss against the Detroit Lions. Kansas City coming off a win against the New York Giants. Family, who's going to win this game this week? Baltimore versus Kansas City. This
one is going to be kind of hard. I'm not going to lie to you. And I love my Chiefs fans a lot, they're my second cousins, y'all my first cousin, but they're my second cousins. And they have concerns about their run game. Defense is not looking too hot. Really don't have that wide receiver. Pat's really kind of carrying this team on his own. Then we go look over here at Baltimore. Lamar's doing what he's doing, but him and Derrick Henry not having a good connection. Defense for the Baltimore Ravens is looking good, but again, this one is tough. But I think Andy got something up his sleeve, though. It's going to be a close game. I kind of like this because I want to see the duel between Todd Monken and Andy Reid to see who's going to have a better play call on that offensive line. But I'm going to go with the Chiefs. They got to get a win. If they don't get a win, heads are going to roll over there in Chiefs Kingdom.
Well, you can say the same thing for Baltimore, too.
This is kind of hard to pick.
Somebody fan base is going to be sick.
Very sick.
I'm gonna go with the Ravens. The reason why I'm gonna go with the Ravens because I don't think the Chiefs have a running game that's gonna really threaten the Ravens like the Lions do. I don't think the Chiefs have the offensive firepower as far as wide receivers to really kill Baltimore. Not like the Lions; they don't have that. I see Chris. I don't know, but it's so weird. Like this game, it can really go
either way.
Yeah.
Give me. Damn, that's so hard.
Hey Zay, what you cooking, bro?
Give me the Ravens. Give me the Ravens. Give me the Ravens. I think they have more. I think just a roster standpoint right now, they have a little bit more talent. Kyle Hamilton, Roquan Smith isn't playing how he should be. Lamar's Lamar. Derrick Henry is good, even though he's fumbling. Sean Bateman, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. But the Chiefs can. I'm going with the Ravens. I'm going with the Ravens. I would be like it's go either way. It's go either way.
I know.
You can pick the Ravens. You can't go wrong picking either side. But let me go with the Ravens. I trust their talent more than I trust the Chiefs right now.
Yeah, I'm going with Baltimore mainly because of the health standpoint when it comes to the weaponry for Baltimore. Definitely agree. The Chiefs' run game doesn't threaten them like the combination of Jahmyr Gibbs and the David Montgomery. And I think, honestly, like, even still, like, it's just, I know some people are going to think I think it's a lot of pressure for both teams, but I just think I'll have to trust the Ravens a little bit more because Patrick Mahomes has to do everything for the offense. Even though Lamar Jackson is Lamar Jackson, he has a Derrick Henry, and he got some guys that he can rely on. So I'm going to take Baltimore. All right, we got the Sunday night football game, actually. We got the Green Bay Packers taking on the Dallas Cowboys. Mark Parsons returns to Big D.
Hey Zay, what you cooking, bro?
I'm not gonna lie, that commercial that they have about that Sunday night football game is pretty funny because they put that Post Malone, you think you better now, like, okay, yeah, but I'm definitely going Green Bay.
Green Bay, easily.
Green Bay, that Dallas defense is diabolically disgusting.
Yeah, diabolical right now. Dallas, I don't know what's going on with Dallas right now, but like, child, but yeah, give me Green Bay.
All right, now we get to our doubleheader Monday Night Football matchups. We have the Jets taking on the Dolphins, and we have the Bengals taking on the Broncos. So for first matchup, I'm actually going to lean with the Dolphins. I think the Dolphins going to sneak up and get their dub this Monday actually. And for this game last year, it was somewhere down the line, but almost between playoff times with Joe Burrow and Bo Nix. Of course, you don't get Joe Burrow right now. The Broncos, they lost some 2 tough games back to back in the final seconds, and also offensively, they're struggling in the sense of terms of like not taking care of the football and some inconsistencies. I still would lean with Denver because of that defense. And they'll be able to run the football and play complementary ball against Cincinnati Bengals.
Give me the Broncos.
I like how he said that. No, I'm going Broncos. Bengals can do something, but I just feel like the Broncos haven't been looking their best this season either. But they're at home. Last year's game was down into the wire, so I think this is like that get back game. Now Miami is a 2.5 favorite. Now, see, I'm over here on my C hand because we might need some money. So Miami is a 2.5 favorite when it comes down to this game, but I don't know. It's something about Miami that's basically. I mean, right now, they didn't do well last week, and I feel like the Jets got a little bit of spark. The hire with Aaron Glenn is kind of giving them. They didn't win last week. They kind of lost in a way, but I really do think that the Jets are going to kind of shock Miami. So I'm going to give that, because 2.5 favorite, yeah, it can go either way. Give me the Jets. J-E.
Give me the Jets too. I think this is the year that Miami's going to be the worst team in that division.
All right.
They got some behind them, the Jets. So.
All right. Y'all know what it is. Final game of the hour. We got the Washington Commanders taking on the Atlanta Falcons in Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Where we're going?
We know where he's going. And we know where we're going. We beaten them 4 years in a row. Now,
here we go.
Now, if we beat y'all a 5th time,
you come in that space, I'm still gonna mute you.
No, that's fine. I may not even speak. I may just sit in the listeners and just listen to y'all on my break, but I feel like some of y'all gonna crash out a little bit because for one, I think both sides were tired of playing each other. 5 years, like, here you go. But I'm taking the Commanders. Like, I think the trend continues. I think we're going to be able to run the ball effectively. I think we're going to sneak out with a win, though. Not every win is going to be like the Raiders game. Some games you're going to have to grind it out. You're going to have to play tough football, and it's going to be one of those games against Atlanta like it always is. It can go either way, but taking the Commanders, man. Commanders. It's going to be a one-score game. It's definitely going to be a one-score game. Like it always is.
We gonna bounce back. we gonna bounce back. So ain't even no need to explain. We gonna bounce back. Our defense looking very good, but we do, like Carrie said, we never really have any things that match. We got bread, no butter. We got, milk, no cereal. So ham, no burger. You know what I'm saying? But we gonna make it work. So you already know who I'm going. I'm not fixing my face. Y'all need to be the same way.
Now, E, if y'all do lose, what's the temperature like?
It's already hot. They lost the temperature already hot.
I feel it.
It's gonna be boiling.
Yeah,
like I said,
gonna have a fever.
It ain't gonna be a fever. They gonna be in a coma, because I ain't gonna lie to you. Going into the bye week, you got an L to the Commanders like that. They gonna want some heads to roll. So,
okay,
it's time for me to go.
Okay, so we talked about this matchup so far. We talked about the offensive side, we talk about the defensive side, we talk about the special team side. And how I see this matchup is, I think we're both evenly leveled teams. Last year, the way that defense was playing against this offense, I think it's going to be a little bit different. Obviously, Terry doesn't play, but I also kind of worry about how Jada will look playing on the knee. Is he able to go side to side? That's the biggest concern right now. We know he can throw it. We know he can still run straight on it, but the side to side movement is going to be a big question for us if he plays this week. But I do believe in the retool O-line. They're going to have to be able to address some of the protection with how you guys run your defense, with some of the disguises that you will try to throw at us. I think running the football and just grinding it out, I think it's going to be a grinding out win. And I'm going to take Commanders by 3. I think it's going to be real ugly. The Terry thing is huge, but even though he wasn't a contributor, I'm have questions about the other guys outside of Terry. Debo is number one. Let's face it, that's not an ideal thing for me, in my opinion. So we have to see the younger guys like a Lane, a Luke McCaffrey, those guys step up. These guys that we drafted, they have to step up in their role. But I do think we'll have enough just to squeak by in Atlanta. I got Commanders 20. I got the Falcons 17.
We'll see.
One score game. It's going to be a one score game.
I agree with that, but we'll see.
It's going to be a one score game.
We'll see who's going to be in that W column.
I think whoever hits 21. I do agree with DT. I think whoever hits 21st, depending on the quarter, what quarter we're in, I think it is going to determine who's going to win this game. It's after this game, DT, I don't want to play them no more. It's like when you play somebody in Madden consistently, and it's like, yeah, bro, like let's start it up, like let's keep playing. It's like, yeah, bro, like no offense, E, but damn, like I already beat y'all like 3 or 4 times. Like, can I play somebody else? Like, but all respect to the Falcons.
We don't want to see you either.
Right.
All respect to the Falcons. Great team. It's going to be a great game. It's going to be a one-score game, man. It's going to be a battle. So, I have nothing but respect for the Falcons and what they got over there. Yeah, y'all got some dope fans too. So, all respect to y'all.
Yeah. You know, we like y'all too. You still my first cousin.
All right, y'all. So we're going to go ahead and get ready to wrap up. Lady E, where can people find you?
Y'all can find me, even though DT is my co-host right over there. But you can find me on Enters the Lab on Thursdays at 7. Then you can find me, let's see, on Twitter at Lady_Salem. I do run my Falcon Spaces on Tuesday, and we do have our after games. Exactly. We do have our after game spaces. I don't think y'all want to be in there because that's when they really go ham. Just saying. Just be prepared for that one. But other than that, yes, y'all can just see my beautiful face. You know, it's going to be looking like this or looking crazy by the time Sunday happens. So they better not disappoint me because I'm actually going to be in the building, and I might be in the building when we lose because it ain't fun.
All right. Well, that's all we have for y'all tonight. We'll be back here next week, win or loss, to recap the game and get ready for the next opponent for next week. After we play the Atlanta Falcons, we will be playing the Chargers, heading to LA. It's going to be a Jaden Daniels homecoming if he's playing, if we head to Los Angeles to take on the Chargers. But that's all we have for y'all tonight. This is the Ins and Out D podcast with your boy DT. Special guest, Lady E, Atlanta Falcons Die Hard, also one of the co-hosts of Enters the Lab. I still miss my family, man. And your boy Caleb. Follow at Caleb Justin on Twitter. But that's all we got for y'all tonight. This is the Ins and Out D podcast.
Hey, Zay, what you cooking, bruh?